Chapter 2 of The Soul of a Boxer, written and narrated by Sherri Mosher. I knew Foreman saw me long before he could understand words. When things were hard at home, when I was pushed out of my own bed and sent to sleep in the living room, Foreman didn't hesitate. He'd grab his blanket in his teeth, drag it behind me down the hall, and curl up right beside me like a person. He didn't just lay near me, he held me. One arm across my side, his feet pressed against my back, like he was trying to become a second heartbeat. No command, no prompting, just love. That's how I knew, because even as a baby, he already understood the weight of being alone. And he refused to let me carry that weight by myself. Not for a single night, not for a single breath. Gunner was massive, but he was also a total goof. Especially when he was young, around 9 months old, he loved to play box. Just like a true boxer, he'd get on his back legs and throw paws like a champ. We used to play together like that, light taps, laughing, dancing around the living room. But one day I forgot to say the signal words that always ended our games. Okay, we're done. I always used to say it before pulling him in for a hug so he'd know the fun was over and it was time to settle down. Only this time, I didn't. And Gunner, thinking the match was still on, gave me a right hook so hard I saw stars. I bobbled on my feet, blinked at the ceiling, and realized very quickly that this was no longer a safe little sparring session. That was the last time I ever boxed with Gunner. From that day forward, playtime meant toys, tug ropes, squeakers, but no more sparring rounds. He didn't mean to hurt me, he just thought we were still playing. And honestly, I still laugh about it, because he really was just doing what boxers do best, playing like he meant it. Honor doesn't bark often, but when he does, it means something. He has this one specific bark, just one. It's not loud or angry. It's not repeated. It's intentional. And he only uses it when he senses I'm upset, or when he wants my attention in a way that's more than just play with me. It's his emotional check-in. Just one bark, in a tone that's impossible to ignore, the kind that makes me pause, turn around, and see him. And every single time, he's looking right at me, like he's saying, "Hey, I feel you. Be here with me." That bark isn't noise, it's communication. It's honor reaching across the space between us to gently pull me back into the moment. He doesn't need words, he never has. He just knows. Honor has no idea how big he is, or maybe he does, and just doesn't care. Every chance he gets, he climbs onto my lap like he's still the little puppy I brought home. And for the last month or so, he's added his own special ritual to our time together. Sometimes he'll wrap his chest up against my shoulder and lean his entire head, lips and all, on the very top of mine. The weight of him resting there isn't heavy, it's grounding, like a hug from the inside out. Other times he tucks himself into me like a toddler on a hip, one paw draped, his body molded against mine, and then comes the part that makes me laugh every time. He nibbles my ear, soft, gentle, just enough to feel the tickle and hear the little num-num sounds right in my ear. It's not biting, it's not chewing, it's affection, pure and simple. And every time he does it, I smile, because how lucky am I to be loved so completely by a dog who thinks I'm still the safest place to land, even as he grows into the size of a lion. He's my lap dog, my ear nibbler, my lean in and melt boxer with a heart too big for his chest. And somehow he fits every single time. Last night something happened I'll never forget. There was a big dog barking behind the house, deep, powerful, unmistakable. It was a sound like Gunner's, a sound that said, "I'm here and I'm not afraid." At first, Honor got scared. He hesitated. But then he ran, straight outside, toward the bark, toward the unknown, toward me. He didn't bark back. He didn't posture. He just ran into that moment like it was his duty. Like the bark had called him to attention, and protecting me was the only thing that mattered. He had just turned 10 months old that day, still a baby, but in that moment, he was every soul dog I've ever known rolled into one, not just reacting, but deciding. It was his version of running into a burning building, and I realized the bravery was always there. It just needed the right moment to step forward. Subscribe for Chapter 3 of The Soul of a Boxer, coming next Friday at 9:30 a.m.